everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I discovered a new frauditor. He's not new, like it's just I've never seen him before, so he's new for me. But his name is Anthony X First Amendment Audit. I believe that's the full name. Um Anyways, typical frauditor walks into a courthouse with cameras, argues over security, telling them, or officers, yeah, it was the officers there that work there, argues with them over not being able to film in the courthouse, which we all know. It's by now, they should all know that that's a no-no. And, well, I'll be sure to prove it. Enjoy the video.
Welcome back. You are here today with your boy, Anthony X. And joining me today, Angry Vet Audits. Together we'll be conducting a First Amendment audit at the Morgan Hill, California, Superior Court of California. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. Anthony X, you can't record or take pictures inside a courthouse. It's not a traditional public forum. There's a judge's order. It's illegal. You're going to get arrested. Well, guys, that's what we're trying to change. I mean, after all, California Penal Code 148.G clearly states I can record law enforcement during the course of their duties. Well, how can I record them if I'm not even allowed in? On top of that,
Oh my God, the rambling and stupidity coming out of this person. He already acknowledges that the courthouse is not a traditional public forum. Therefore, he obviously knows it is a non-public forum, which means he knows what a non-public forum is. I'm sure he's also aware that the judge sets the order for the entire courthouse, not just the courtroom that's in session at that moment, but the entire courthouse. Therefore, if the judge signs an order saying no video recording and no photography in the entire courthouse, then that stands. The judge's order absolutely overrules your freedom of speech when you walk in that building. He runs that building, not you. Whether you're a taxpayer and you pay whatever, that's his building. And you claim that you're doing this because you're trying to change these certain things. Going into these buildings and acting like a complete asshole is not the way you go about changing anything. Again, just more lies. This has nothing to do with the story, because we all know the story never comes out. And this has nothing to do with change. Because if they really wanted to change this stuff, they would go through the proper route. They wouldn't just go into a courthouse and start acting like buttholes and behaving like petulant little children who are told no. They would go through the proper chain of getting laws or policies changed within a building. But it has nothing to do with change, and it has nothing to do with stories. It has to do with attention and how much entertainment they can get for their video, so they can get as many clicks and views as possible.
our Constitution of the United States of America, our First Amendment, freedom of press, not only makes it perfectly lawful, but constitutionally protected. Yet again, I'm not even allowed in to work on my story. I mean, I can understand not being allowed inside a courtroom when court's in session, but depriving me from working on my story in the common areas like the hallway, maybe the stairs, over by the security checkpoint to make sure everyone's getting checked in properly is unacceptable, guys. This has got to change.
You can check that stuff without having to video record it or take photos of it. All of that you just mentioned, you can go down a hallway and look at it and check it out. You can make sure people are getting checked in properly. You don't need to record any of it. That's the problem. They know this. It's not about making change. It's not about gathering a story that's never going to happen.
being said, definitely go check out Angry Vet Audits. Make sure to check out my new merch store. And if you really want...
Angry Vet Audits. Is that the same, that other guy, the Angry Vet? Or is this just somebody who couldn't think up an original name to give himself on YouTube, so he just went ahead and dropped the and kept Angry Vet? Like, wow. These people can't even come up with original names anymore.
To help keep me on the road, donation links in the description. Last but not least, no bootlicking. Morgan Hill, California, let's do this.
Oh, wait, no bootlicking. So, in other words, they are the same as every frauditor. Freedom of speech is only for them, not for everybody else.
Two people. Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can call the sheriff.
No. We can work this out. I'm putting it higher. We can work this out. Putting it higher. No. No what? Can I get your name now? You're welcome. You're welcome. That education was on the house. Hello. Do you have your, actually, if you could, do you have your little employee ID card, which is a 1046.2.1 subsection A?
Yeah, I do, but...
Can I see it since it's your policy?
Huh? No, I don't have to show you my ID.
So you do? Are you familiar with 1046.2.1 subsection A of the Sheriff's Department policy? Is that your policy? And I'm just going...
Well, here's the thing. There is no law that states law enforcement has to identify if you ask them, unless they are actively doing an investigation with you involved or something like that. The law states that federal law enforcement does have to identify unless they are undercover or, along those lines. However, Sheriff's Department, regular city police are under no legal obligation to identify themselves. And I specifically looked it up for California law just for this guy. But if required, California law enforcement agencies are required to provide the name and badge number of any officer involved in a public complaint. However, this law pertains specifically to incidences where a complaint has been filed against an officer, rather than when they're involved in just a routine encounter. Still, while not legally obligated to do so, when asked to identify themselves during a non-complaint interaction, police officers often do so anyway as part of their department's policies and best practices. So in other words, unless you have an active complaint on a specific law enforcement officer, they don't have to ID.
Is anybody wearing a uniform? So if you read, if you read it not word for word, it's not. If you make contact, it's upon any citizen upon request. Yeah. So, and I'm a citizen.
And again, there is no law that states he has to identify to you. If his policy says that he has to, he still doesn't have to, just because his policy is telling him to. Funny how policy is only important when it doesn't involve, you having to follow it, right?
I'm requesting to see it. Right. If I could, it's just going to show the same thing that you're showing right there.
Yeah, okay.
So can I see your card, please? Since it's your policy.
Right now?
Why are you breaking policy?
Well, here's the thing also. He has a nameplate and a badge right on his shirt. If you want to know his name and badge number, it's right there on his chest. All you have to do is read it.
See, that's a violation of your policy. If I broke policy at my work, there'd be repercussions. Whenever you're carrying a firearm, you need to have that card on you.
Okay.
That's part of your policy.
I'll look that up.
I don't know about that part.
I'll look that up.
I have to look it up. You should already know that.
Okay.
You're carrying a weapon. Is your body cam on now?
Oh, not yet.
Let me know what's on. I'll give you the policy again.
Yeah.
So just remember this, sir. If you got a pen and paper, 1046.2.1 subsection A.
The next time you come back, then
Yeah.
if I have to comply with it.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's just a cordial thing to do. I'm not doing it to give you a hard time. And
I know. No, of course you're not
so
trying to
what I'm trying to do is
Yes, you are. You are absolutely doing it to give him a hard time. Again, you can read his name and his badge number if the number is on his badge, right on his chest. Just because his policy says that he has to identify does not mean he legally has to identify.
trying to
I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
no, I'm trying to highlight good. I'm trying to highlight good deputies.
Yeah, right. That's it.
No, you're not.
Yeah, 1046.2.1.
Write that down for you.
So I don't have a pen, but that's what I'm saying. If you had one,
When you get one, then
I'm just gonna say it over and over since you don't have it, or if your body comes on, I'll let you get. Yeah, 1046.2.1 subsection A.
Yeah, you gotta write it down.
Under the Employee Policy Manual, upon request from any citizen, which is us,
Yeah.
must show your employee issued. You're supposed to carry it on you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, appreciate you, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Lisa Day's almost over, right?
No, you don't.
Oh man,
I got it. Thanks.
take care. It's just nice and air.
No, you can't bring those cameras in here.
Why is that?
No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm just asking why.
You got to think about that.
Well, tell us why.
No, come on, take them outside or you're going to go to jail.
Tell us why.
Because court policy, you can't.
Policy or an order?
No, it's a court policy.
Is it an order?
You can't take my order.
Wait, listen. Slow your roll. You work for me.
No, take them out.
No, I'm sorry. He does not work for you. He works for the courthouse. That is what his job is right then. He is working for the courthouse. Even if he wasn't in the courthouse working, he works for the public, not for you.
Is it a judge's order? I'm asking you a question. Is it a judge's order?
You can't record.
Is it a judge's order? Is that a hard question for you to answer? I'm not inside, sir.
Take you need inside, outside.
I just want to see policy.
No, take them outside. Take them outside. Take them. Go outside. Outside. Take them outside. Take them outside. Take them outside. You got to go outside.
So you know that violates our constitutional rights.
Okay. Go outside.
I'm outside.
Okay, close the doors.
I don't have to close.
No, he is not violating your constitutional rights. Maybe you need to brush up on those constitutional rights so that you'll learn that.
Or that's not part of your policy.
Get up.
Hello. This guy's being very hostile. Are you supervisor?
I'm not the supervisor.
I'm just trying to ask what the policy is.
Put your foot out of the way.
Hey.
Close the door.
Easy.
Put your foot out of the way.
What do you mean you're trying to ask what the policy is? He just told you what the policy was, and it was that there's no cameras allowed in the courthouse. It's not that hard to figure out once he's already said it numerous times.
Yeah, slow your roll, guy. You're going to have a heart attack, brother.
We can't record it here.
Sure.
Or the judge.
It is seccourts.org.
Yeah.
You can look at a
No,
court
I
book.
want to see it on paper. Where
That's
do you
okay.
have it posted? You need to have it posted.
I don't have
on
internet.
your
Can I record you guys? I'm not talking to you. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. I'm trying to have a cordial conversation with her.
Do that outside the courthouse.
So again, 148G says we
Not
can
inside
record.
this court building.
And a constitutional, I'm working on this
So
story.
if I'm working out there and I'm...
Well, no, let me just explain this. Let me explain this. I'm a member of the press.
Okay.
I'm working on a constitutionally protected activity, freedom of press. Are you saying the judge is making an order that's unconstitutional?
It
Is this Nazi Germany back in the old? Are you from Nazi?
Oh my God, he's pulling that Nazi Germany bullshit. I had a feeling that this one was going to be highly unintelligent and idiotic. I just didn't realize how idiotic he was going to be. When they throw that out, it's like, did you even study Nazi Germany? Do you even understand what happened in Nazi Germany? I don't think any of these frauditors really understand the magnitude of what happened in Nazi Germany. Or they wouldn't keep throwing the bullshit around, acting like that's what's going on over here.
Germany back in the old days?
It's in the court's website. So
Wow.
you can read on it.
I don't have access to the website. You're supposed to have it posted. You're supposed to have it posted.
Do you have your ID card?
ID card. This is my last.
Your employee issued ID card, 1046.2.1 subsection A.
Now,
Can I see it, please?
we'll ask you nicely.
I'm outside.
You can be outside, but we need to close the door.
Yeah. There's no law that says I have to close the door.
Yeah. Unless you have official business.
I do.
Here.
I'm letting you know.
Penal Code 647H says you're loitering in a public.
We're not loitering. Hold on.
When you don't.
Oh, you are loitering. You are not there for any kind of official business. You are loitering.
Any official
Ma'am,
business. You do not have.
You may want to look up what the definition of loitering.
Wait a minute. You put the definition of loitering right here. Loitering laws prohibit lingering in a public area without a purpose. You have no official purpose to be in the courthouse right now. None. Other than wanting to cause issues by claiming you can record and then harassing these officers by hiding behind the Constitution when you barely understand that yourself as well. You are loitering.
Loitering is?
What is the official business here?
Let me explain this.
What is your official
I'm trying to answer you, but you don't stop talking.
Go ahead.
So loitering is when
What
the
is your
definition.
official
The definition
business
is loitering is
right
when
now?
you don't have a purpose.
You
I have a
an
purpose.
official business
Yes, I do.
What is it?
I'm not
sir?
required to tell
Are you
you.
trying to go to the clerk's office?
I'm not
and
required to tell you. Okay.
Yes, you are.
And ma'am, if you were listening, I told you I was working on a story. I told you I was working on a story. I am working on a story. That's my official business. I don't have to tell you that.
Okay, where is your official press?
Where can I get a press pass? Where can I get one? Where can I get one?
You tell me, sir.
So sir,
press.
Ma'am,
You're saying you're a member of the press.
let me answer you.
Do you have any
The
official business in
DMV,
this
you get a
courthouse?
driver's license. Where do you get a press pass? What?
Well, I mean, you're asking her where you're supposed to get a press pass. I'm not sure where you are going to get a press pass because you're not a real journalist. But for those who are a real journalist, in order to receive a press pass, you have to provide proof of your occupation as a journalist. Press passes are issued exclusively by umbrella organizations and press agencies, and in most cases are approved only for journalists in full-time employment. The press pass has become the distinguishing mark of every professional journalist and is recognized by agencies, institutions, and businesses around the globe. Therefore, if you are not a real journalist, like you are not part of the press, like you are not, then you're not going to be able to get a real press pass. Sorry to burst that bubble on you, but yeah, not going to happen.
The DMV, you get a driver's license. Where do you get a press pass? What government agency issues that?
You tell me.
They don't exist.
How do they not?
It's in the Constitution.
So this idiot here now claims that press passes do not exist. Wow. I'm actually blown away by the idiocy of this person. And I'm not even going to call him a man because he's not even behaving like a man. Like every typical frauditor, he is behaving like a petulant child because he was told no. He's going to stand here and forcefully keep the doors open to a courthouse and throw a tantrum because he was told no.
First Amendment. Are you not aware of the First Amendment? Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Do you have any
Yes.
business here in
Yes,
the
I do.
courthouse?
Yes, I do. Your answer is yes.
Okay, what is it?
I already told you.
What is it?
Again, I'm going to say for the last time, so pay attention.
What story is it that
No. You didn't ask me what story. You asked me what my business
Sir,
is.
I'm going to ask you
My
one last
business
time.
is
We'll take it
working.
outside.
My business is working on a story. Ma'am, you're being disorderly.
I am not being sorry. Let's take it outside.
You're impeding me from working on my story.
Oh my God, you're not working on any stupid story, and she knows that. She can see through your bullshit. Just like anybody else who can think on their own, they can see through your lies and your bullshit.
You know that's a civil rights violation.
We are taking it outside. I'm here outside.
And I'd like to see you try to fucking push.
What is a civil rights violation? Do you know the difference between a civil rights violation and a constitutional violation? Do you even understand what a violation is? Because so far they have not violated anything.
Me, brother.
See, now
Try it. Try it.
You gotta close the door.
Try it.
Yeah, that could be a fight. You don't want
let's
to
take this out.
No, I don't. But if you push me, I'll push back. Guaranteed.
All right, that's fine.
You take me to jail, we'll take it out in court. You'll lose. I'll have your dog, your water ski, your jet ski, everything.
We're willing to talk to you out here.
I'm already outside, ma'am. I'm outside. What's the law that says I have to close the door that I can't look in here?
You want to get that?
I'm outside. What's the law that says I have to close the door that I can't look in
You
here?
want to get that judge's order?
Well, the fact that you are forcefully keeping the door open and standing there to keep it open, you're obstructing the entrance now. So, good job.
That says
Okay,
no
recording.
You want to read it?
Sure.
You're dismissed, brother. You're dismissed.
Can you ask the manager for the
At least this guy has his camera on. You're the only one with your camera on.
Our cameras are on.
Well, his wasn't.
Our cameras.
His wasn't. He already said it wasn't.
Cameras are on.
Excuse me, officer. Can you identify yourself?
Sure. Deputy Dempsey, badge 1921.
Thank you.
Do you have a copy of the court order that says?
Dempsey, can you ask the manager for a printout of the court ruling?
The court order, the judge's order that says we can't exercise our constitutional rights here. The judge's order that says we can't exercise our constitutional rights.
The court order for...
Again, nowhere in the First Amendment does it state you have a right to film and video record. So before I continue his video, I just wanted to bring this up really quick. This was an interesting read back from 2021. A lot of people have spoken about it, and I just wanted to bring it up again, where the title of it is "Being on Social Media Doesn't Make You a Journalist." Last week, Washington Supreme Court tried to figure out who counts as a journalist in the digital age. It concluded that just having a camera and a YouTube channel isn't enough, at least not under state law. The case involved a YouTuber who had a confrontation with sheriff's deputies in Pierce County. Let me guess, a frauditor. After the incident, he filed a Public Records Act request for the names, birth dates, photographs, and other information for all deputies and personnel working there. Normally, many of these records are off limits to the public to protect law enforcement from harassment, retaliation, and potential identity theft. There's an exception, though. Members of the news media, as defined in state law, may receive the records. That might be why a lot of these idiots are claiming they are independent journalists, because they know that the press can get a hold of certain records that regular citizens cannot. So if they claim that they are independent journalists just doing a story, then they can get their hands on certain things that you couldn't get as a civilian. However, again, just because you have a phone, just because you have a YouTube channel, does not make you a journalist.
Can't exercise our constitutional rights.
The court order for...
I'm talking to the supervisor. You're dismissed.
Photographing us, that's fine.
You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You guys got cameras up there? Are you guys breaking the law? What's those cameras up there for? You do not, and you're recording me when
You're an idiot. You know damn well those cameras are there for security reasons, and that they don't plan on uploading them to YouTube to make money off of it. Those cameras are there for security reasons only. And you know that. All frauditors know that, but they like to use that so that they can have something to argue about because they don't have anything else intelligent enough to argue over.
you were inside there. You don't have my permission to record.
It's 4:42 right now.
Yeah, well, we can talk to you. I'm locking the doors.
If you're locking the doors to the public, I'll give that.
So you're going to close early and deny members of the public service, huh?
Well, no, you want service?
Because you're throwing it. Yeah, I'm trying to give
What
service.
service you want?
I'm trying to finish my story.
What is your service? What do you?
I'm trying to finish. I'm trying.
You have a dependency?
I almost have a criminal matter when you assaulted him.
What do you have?
I'm trying to finish my story. That's my official business.
You don't have any.
Do you understand I don't need permission to work on my constitutional right?
You can work on them.
Are you?
Not here.
It's not the second or third. It's the first.
You are literally trying to go inside of a courthouse where a judge has already written an order stating there is no photography, no filming. Therefore, if you insist on continuing to film or take photos, you will not be allowed in there. They have every right to refuse you service. They have every right to have you removed from the building, and they have every right to trespass you if you refuse to leave the building after they have told you to do so. Under no circumstance do you have the right to just walk in and start recording when there is an order or a policy in place by the judge stating that it is prohibited.
Amendment. Do you not understand the First Amendment? Do you not understand the First Amendment?
Okay, and since you want to continue throwing a fit like a man-child and crying about not being able to go into the courthouse and do whatever the hell you want, there is a thing in place called time, place, and manner. And that is limitations based on time, place, and manner, which apply to all speech regardless of the view expressed. They are generally restrictions that are intended to balance other rights or a legitimate government interest. Balancing liberty and order since the 1970s, the Supreme Court has bolstered the freedom of the press by establishing a heavy presumption against prior restraint. But freedom of the press is not absolute. Citizens can seek redress if false statements printed about them damage their reputation and leaking. What is time, place, and manner? And a little bit of breaking this down for the frauditor, since he doesn't seem to understand it. Time, place, and manner restrictions include regulations of when, where, and how someone speaks. For example, a school may tell its students that they may not discuss politics during class. A state court may require that no one say anything at all in a courtroom unless they are an attorney or a witness on the stand. Some government buildings prohibit any sort of protest or speech within the buildings themselves, allowing the government workers to work unimpeded by any sort of disruptions around them. Do you understand this? Literally, it states some government buildings prohibit any sort of protest or speech within the buildings themselves, allowing government workers to work unimpeded by the sort of disruptions around them. It's easy to understand that. And the courthouse is one of those places. There are a few requirements to sustain in the time, place, and manner restriction in court. If challenged, the government entity must be able to show that these restrictions are narrowly tailored to achieve a significant government interest. For example, the school district that says that its students may not engage in political speech at all during the entire school day, whether in or out of class, because it is worried about distractions in the classroom, is probably guilty of an overboard restriction that would not be sustained by a court. The goal of a good education may be a significant government interest, but there are less strict ways to achieve that goal. The school might be able to require that students not talk while in certain types of classes that have nothing to do with politics, for example, while leaving them free to discuss their views throughout the rest of the day. Basically, what it's saying is any government building you go in, they have that right to place time, place, and manner, meaning you are coming to a government building during open work hours and you're coming there for something other than the official business of what they serve. If they're not servicing you going in there and throwing a fit for whatever reason because you can't video record, that is the wrong time and the wrong place and the wrong manner. The reason they're open is to provide a service between those times of, let's just say, 8 to 5, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They are open for the service they are providing. If you are not there for the service they are providing, then absolutely they can tell you to leave. Because at that point, yes, you are loitering. You are just hanging around, not having any business that is official to what they service.
I swore an oath to the Constitution, and just because if the judge signed an order saying no black people, are you going to stop black people from coming in?
No, absolutely not. The judge can make.
What's the problem then? We're being flanked, guys. We're being flanked.
Okay, see, now you're just being immature and stupid when you bring something like that up, because you yourself know that they cannot discriminate. They cannot make you leave due to discrimination, but they can refuse you service and they can tell you to leave if you are not there for official business, but you continue to impede their job. And the fact that you are standing there, keeping these doors open, arguing back and forth with them, you are impeding their job, because their job is not there to babysit you.
Locked his door, good job.
And you know what? Yeah, I get this whole thing that you can record whatever your eyes can see. I get that. However, your eyes could not see that screen, and your eyes could not see what was written on the screen. You had to zoom in with your camera to see what was on the screen. Therefore, your guys' whole thing about I can record whatever my eyes can see, that bullshit just went right down the toilet, because you cannot use your eyes to zoom in and see something. You had to use your phone to zoom in to do it. Anybody who does that literally is not doing it because they're trying to fight for rights or stick up for anybody's rights for whatever. No, that is you proving that you are only there to create an incident so that you can have something on your video for clicks and views.
You guys are dismissed. Well, that was a waste of resources. Waste of resources. Nice try, though.
Well, not really. I mean, the police were called, and the fortunate part is that you were handled correctly and lawfully, and you were removed from the courthouse, and the doors were shut in the end. So yes, once the police arrived and they realized that the two man-children that had been handled properly by the guys inside the courthouse, then there was no reason for them to be there, so they can just go back to work. I mean, there's really no time lost. There's nothing wasted at that point. They came, they saw that the two children were done crying, and now they can go back to work.
I'm tired of your presence. Dismissed.
Wow.
I don't know why you guys keep telling police officers they're dismissed. I mean, you guys seem to think that you are hurting their feelings, or you assume that you are insulting them in some way, or you think you're being some kind of big smartass. The only thing that it does is make you look even more unintelligent, uneducated, and idiotic than you already looked before you said you are dismissed.
I don't know if that damage from the bumpers from that, or if she's just a bad driver in general. I feel bad for her, but I mean, she shouldn't be driving off all crazy.
Well, we'll drive it backwards, drive it dangerous.
It's got a little bit of a wire dent down there hanging out. Hopefully she fixes it. Expired registration, guys.
2019. Look at this.
It's so funny how they sit there and they constantly claim expired registration, but they never show on camera that the expiration is expired. They'll look at it, but they don't show it.
That is crazy. I've never seen on that part. Maybe 1 year or 2 years. But it's 2019.
Look at the guys. If that were you or me, we would get pulled over and get a ticket. 49269 Victor 1, June 2019, guys. It's not even like a month or two old. I mean, that's like 3 years, guys.
So you'll zoom in to look at the computer screen for the police car, but you won't zoom in to show people the actual date of the sticker on the license plate. It's typical.
Years.
4 years.
You got the Wonder Woman car. Where you guys parked?
Hey, you want to push me now?
Where you guys parked?
Hey, do you want to push me now that you don't have metal?
We're parked right here.
What is that? Not only does this deputy not know how to par, but he doesn't believe in our Constitution. Listen to what he says. I'm going to go with the fact that you should probably learn how to spell before you try to insult somebody else.
You want to push me now, slam doors on me now?
You can't come in a courthouse when it's operating. We understand you're trying to do your job, sir. But it's like, come on, you swore an oath to the Constitution. That should be everything.
Yeah, what's the point? Really, what's the point?
Wow, guys, did you hear that? He said, what's the point to the Constitution? Unfucking real. On top.
No, he was talking about what's the point of even discussing anything intelligent with you or your little dumb partner there. Because it doesn't matter what he says. You're just going to sit there and you're going to whine like little babies anyways. Because you're not going to hear what you want to hear. That's what he meant by it doesn't matter. And he's right. It doesn't matter. Because you really don't give a shit. You're only there so you can harass them. And so you can make a scene so that you have a video that people will click and view and then sit there and pat you on the back because you need somebody to tell you how wonderful you are 24 hours a day. Because if you don't do this, nobody will tell you that. At least not in real life.
Top of that, the female deputy, out of all these parking spaces, as you can see, that are quite available, she parks behind those walls over there. I mean, I don't want to nitpick, guys, but if that was you or me driving on the street with expired registration.
I don't want to nitpick, but I'm just going to go ahead and nitpick. Like, really, how much more immature and stupid could this guy actually get? And again, if it's expired, show it. Like I said, you'll zoom in to look at a computer screen, but you won't zoom in to show the expired tags. So typical of a frauditor.
Not just from a few months, but from 2019, 4 years ago. Do you think they would just give us a warning, or we'd probably get a ticket and probably have our car towed? That being...
Sounds to me like somebody here is just really, really butthurt because he thought that he could get away with driving without updated registration, insurance, or driver's license or whatever. He seems like another one who's just so jealous of police, or his feelings are hurt by police because, well, they've caught him committing crimes and he was made accountable for them. So now he hates the police. That's typically the two items showing frauditors. Either they're just really jealous because police have jobs and they are within authority, or their feelings are so hurt by the fact that the police made them accountable for their crimes that now they just want to go around and harass them, which I'm going to go with number 2 for these two.
Said, what are your thoughts? Pass or fail? You be the judge. Let me know in the comment section. Moving forward.
He's an idiot. Like, I say they passed. I don't know what anybody else is going to say, but hey, they did their job. They told them they couldn't be in the courthouse recording, and they got them out of the courthouse because they refused to stop recording. Absolute pass. Pass with flying freaking colors. So there we go, guys. This is a frauditor that I have never seen before, but I'm going to keep an eye on his videos and probably do a couple more. Is he annoying as hell? Absolutely. Is he dumb? Yes. Is he one of those typical frauditors? Oh, hell yes. So I think I might do a couple more of his videos. I may cover a couple more. I don't know how I'd never seen him before, but yeah, he's on my radar now. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Be safe. I love each and every one of you.